As we're looking here at the defense coming out from the side of Nubris, it is going to be Buds on the Widowmaker, Kusta on Symmetra, Coolmat on the McCree, ID and Stoop on a pair of Winstons, and Minstrel on Lucio. So not a whole lot of change up going here from the last time we saw them on Gibraltar. Still going to be using double Winston for very aggressive defenses, if nothing else. And Akusta, of course, just trolling the Symmetra, ending up going Mercy instead. And
you know, I was actually a little bit liking the Symmetra pick, only because I feel like he was a little underperforming with Mercy in the previous game, and he needs to not get picked off as much in this game if they want a chance of succeeding.
Yeah, it's a double combination where against C9, it was a case where C9 was like overly focusing on Kusta, and Kusta himself was probably in a bad position. But Hex, well, I'd say what we're seeing out of the offense, but that's probably going to change. Wait, did we lose Hex? I think we lost Hex at some point, so Slasher is just me and you, at least until we get Hex back in here on this call. But what we're seeing from the offense coming out from the side of Creation Esports is going to be Nox on the Lucio, Drakeus on Mercy, Artier on McCree, Bromos on the Diva, Lynx on the Widow, and Numlocked on Winston. Max is getting back in here. We'll have to get him back in here on the call in just a second. But key thing here is going to be, will Lynxer be able to take out Buds early on here in this game? And he's looking for him. He has a pretty good idea of where he is. And now, Bud's just hanging back. Bud's not giving him that shot.
The only difference on offense from CE is Bromos is on Diva. So not going into a third DPS, not going into Genji, which we've seen him do quite often. He's got to get some work done with Diva.
Definitely so. So Buzz going in, able to take off the pick on the Nox. ID takes out Artier. So far, Nubris holding pretty firm here on defense. Both teams getting their pickoffs as necessary. Matt on the bomb, able to take out Lynx. We do have a resurrection, though, coming out from Chaos. It's going to bring up those fallen heroes from the side of Creation. Matt, though, not even caring, going in deep, getting on Artier. Artier going to go down from the Winston pressure, followed up by the Korean. Nubris should have a full team wipe here.
Yep, Nubris, you know, having as good of a team fight as you can on first point. Now they have 3 ults up. ID is about to have his. Stoop is about to have his. Minstrel is really close to sound barrier. They have an extraordinary ult advantage over Creation where they're not even going to need to use all 6 of them. They only need 1 or 2 to win these team fights.
Alrighty, and taking a look here, next fight is about to begin here. Matt right now has the Deadeye, has good position too. He'll be able to drop this Deadeye, and he has 1, 2, 3 skulls being formed here, holding on to it. Will just settle for taking out Unlocked. Didn't even turn to take out Bromos. Bromos gonna use that Diva ult, but Buds in the back, able to pick off Bromos as she jumped out of that Diva mech, and Nubris holding very, very strong here thus far as they take on Creation. 1 second here, I'm gonna call Hex back. He'll be back in just a second. As Bud's able to take out Bromos, going really deep in there as Widow and getting some value. And Hex, have you returned from the Comcast Nation?
Yeah, I'm back. Internet's back. It's storming, but I'm good.
I think, you know what it is? That storm was hitting me earlier in the day in Minnesota, and I think it's just gone over to you now, so best of luck.
The case, yeah.
Well, while you were gone, Creation has yet to get a kill, I think, in this game. Maybe 1 so far, and that Nubris has had their entire way with Creation so far. Finally, Creation is going to have the ult advantage a little bit, and they're going to need this as the opportunity to push the cart and try to get the first checkpoint.
No one can hide from
Oh, they look a little...
Creation leaping in, Numlocked in the back, just trying to get on Coolman. Ends up blowing Primal Rage, being a distraction in the back. Both teams still at full strength. Bud's able to take out Lynxer, though, on that pickoff. Now 65 in favor of Nubris, as Nubris moving forward, able to take out the Winston. This is not too bad here thus far. Bromoso took out ID. Resurrection going to be coming out from the side. Creation, bring those fallen heroes. They do have sound barrier up, so they can turn this in their favor. But Coolmat staying strong against Bromos, as this is turning into a bit of a brawl. As Creation now with a bit of an edge here in this fight. This might be what they need.
Finally able to get something done. I was going to mention earlier, it looks like they were a little confused as to what they wanted to do. I was in game, not in call, and just saw Bromos switching out hero after hero. He was on Diva for a moment. He's on Reaper now. He's finally going to get enough charge to maybe get a Death Blossom out, but they looked a little out of sorts for sure.
And it took them so long to finally win a team fight. They're not going to get the checkpoint.
All right, Artier and Lynx are getting 2 quick kills here for the offense. Artier adding on more. Artier finally exploding as McCree. We've seen him do a whole lot in the past. He's on the payload, needs to take out Minstrel here. As Minstrel You see this a lot where Lucio's will just dance around the payload, buying time, but he's not going to be able to do that there. Flashbang hits its mark. But the Winstons for Nubris are still alive, and this is going to be a problem to get through. RTR, one of the last people alive. He's probably just going to die to this Winston in a moment, and there it is.
Yeah, I mean, they are running the Reaper, which is, you know, in theory, always a good idea against the Winstons, especially if the Winstons are only going in solo on it, too. He does have Death Blossom up. It's going to be the first Death Blossom we've seen of the day. There it comes. It's Buds.
Romas coming in with the Death Blossom, does get one kill off that. Buds goes down. Matt, though, still alive and on the point. He's going to get taken out by RTR. RTR coming in off the flank, now has a Deadeye up, and gets the double kill Deadeye. Both Mithril and Buds going to go down, and that is going to be the checkpoint for Creation, but Nubris did not make it easy on them at all.
No, but they do have good momentum coming into this phase, which is super important. Bromas already takes the top of the shelter. Chaos is with him. Damage boosted Reaper can absolutely chunk through people as if they're coming in and trickling in. It does not look like Nubris is going to fall into that trap, though.
You see the Winstons from Nubris coming back in. They want to reestablish control of the top part of the hangar if they can. Bromas, though, gets a pick on Buds, using Reaper to pretty good effect here, taking out Stoop with the aid of Linkser. So that's 2 down for Nubris, and now Creation, they're keeping momentum in their favor here, and this is a good look here as they get through the hangar phase.
Yeah, Creation with a much better start than beginning of the game. I think Bromas is maybe finally getting his feet wet. Trying to get some kills before.
Yeah, he's almost got Death Blossom up again, although he's not going to be able to use it as that's a 3K, 4K coming up from Nubris off the back of Buds. 4 straight kills for Buds, carrying.
Yeah, Buds was on the ground getting all sorts of kills. Matt was over the top of 76, and we've seen this a lot where 76 is what I'd be sure for, or now Matt really getting a lot of value where teams don't really prioritize going in on the 76, but if you don't do that, he's going to be able to just pepper you with an incredible amount of damage. Really, really rough to deal with.
76 isn't good everywhere, but where he's good, he's really, really good. Top of the shuttle, defense, Hollywood, he's just the best hero in those situations.
So there he is. He's coming out here with the tactical visor. 2 kills here for Nubris as they move forward. Buds getting the double kill, and Buds off his switch off to McCree has been doing a whole ton of work in these last 2 fights. Really, Buds and Cool Matt acting as the Bash Brothers right now for Nubris, pushing Creation Esports back, and Creation has their work cut out for them here.
I mean, I don't want to say anything, but as soon as Creation and Lynx went to McCree, they got through the point. And then in response, as soon as Buds went to McCree, they shut him right down. So you can look into that as much as you want.
There we go, Creation on the way in. RTR going to open up with the Deadeye right away. Does not get too much off of that. Aside from cracking the Winston shield. Winston, though, going to pop Primal Rage. Going to be pushing him back, at least for now. Nox is able to take out Buds, though. Not an insignificant pick, given how much Buds has been doing on these last few pushes. Buds will end up respawning back at base. RTR picking up another kill. And as a result here, Matt's going to have to run for his life. Winston is deep in on him. Meanwhile, Linkers as Roadhog picks up the double kill, and Creation might have all they need here to get through the hangar phase. A very good play coming out overall. Really set up by that early pick on Buds.
Yeah, they've got a ton of nice ultimates here, too. They can throw a Reaper in and just maybe try to get some random kills here. Archer's going to actually zone out with his Deadeye. The Resurrection is up. Lynx, actually, some point in time, switch to this Roadhog, which I really like as a pick.
Lynx again coming out the Roadhog, and we've seen Roadhog do this on this map even just yesterday. Roadhog came out in force, I believe it was SG1. He was able to go in and get a whole bunch of picks, and I feel like Roadhog, you might not even want to open the game with him, but using him as a switch up can really catch teams off guard.
I mean, what's the problem that they're facing? It's Cool Matt and Buds going absolutely ham. Roadhog can deal with both of them.
Well, Link thus far has been absolutely on point as Roadhog play. Next fight is about to be engaged. Buds with the Widow support coming over the top. Sound barrier is out. Bromas going in with the Death Blossom. Picks off Minstrel immediately. We saw Mercy going in for the res. Kusta died. Was not able to get exactly what he was looking for there. His Resurrection still up, and now Creation Esports with a whole ton of momentum in their favor. And as a result, they might be able to finish out this map in just a moment.
Late drives.
Down goes Minstrel, he's able to get the hook. And now really only a few more kills are needed here for Creation. RTR with the double kill Deadeye over the top. And that's it, a very, very decisive end for Creation. They flew through the last checkpoint.
Yeah, so a big part of that to me was, as good as the initial defense Nubris held up, as soon as Bromas went to Reaper and you had both R-Tier and Lynx also as McCree, I think that either ID or Stoop should have switched off one of the Winstons much earlier. Especially because they were both diving for Jaquez to kill him first. This is Power 9 doing them. but they didn't have nearly as much success as Kai and Devitt had. So maybe a little bit of a mistake from having 2 Winstons for the second half of that map.
So time of 8:25 is being set there. That's going to be 1 point for the side of Creation Esports, and this is a really, really good opportunity now for Nubris as we switch sides.
Yeah, I wonder if we're going to see a little more Reaper, not in his aggressive kind of flank role, but just kind of as the pocket, really, in a traditional role, just to hang out by the Mercy, maybe deter those Winstons from coming in one by one, because if she can escape and he can just throw his body there, he's got a pretty decent health pool for a damage class, and he can absolutely two-shot a Winston if you land those really properly. So kind of like a pocket soldier you'd see in TF2, just be there to hang out with your Mercy, prevent those Winstons from getting the big dives that they've gotten earlier today.
Now, if we saw the same defense in Nubris as we did in Cloud9, I expect the same offense. So I expect Buzz to be Widow, Coolmap to be McCree. I expect ID to go the second Winston. They're going to have a double Winston setup. Looks like for Creation, this seems pretty standard. If Bromas is going to stay on Bastion, we've seen it a bunch. We've seen it also to counter double Winston quite often. So I think that would be the right move if they're going to go for it. And it would actually be wrong if ID is going to stay with double Winston.
So now take a look at this. In 1 second here, take a look at this coming out from the side of Creation. It's the one, the only. It's not just El Presidente, it's a Steam El Presidente with a very, very stylish old school cannon. So Bromas going to be repping the Bastion here for the side of Creation. And we've seen teams run Bastion before on Gibraltar. I think usually it doesn't work out most of the time. We have seen it work out a few times, but it's not the Gambit that has the highest success rate.
It's what I was going to say. Usually, like, with a team will run it very far forward on this very first ledge by the 2 crates, and it gets absolutely crushed. And then you've just lost. You've lost your first 2 points. The other team takes server room, and it's awful. What LG does is they set their Bastion up in server room and protect them there. I like the strategy that they're coming out with now as Creation. They're going to play very defensively, knowing that all the big fights are going to happen right around this second point. The Bastion's going to be up there covering the entire thing. Not only is he going to be able to do a ton of damage, it allows Dracaeus an out. If he's down in the fight trying to keep people alive, it allows him to fly up and get out of the fight up to just Bromas. If Bromas is alive, that's fine. If his body's up there, that also just lets Dracaeus get out. So I like the Bastion here just based on where they're positioning him.
Well, clearly right now they have no intention of contesting the early part of Gibraltar. They're holding back. They want to make their stand here. So Nubris is going to roll to this first checkpoint, but the real fight is about to begin. Linkser is in the back. Both teams still at full strength. And we'll see how Nubris deals with this defensive position here. They probably have no idea that Bastion is even there.
No, they don't.
Unless they hit tab in just a few seconds.
No, they're going to find out soon.
Could be bad times for a double Winston, though. We've seen Bastion do very, very well against double Winston in the past, and I think they'll have to switch this up. As Stoop leaping in, starting to get absolutely chewed up by this Bastion. He's going to go down immediately. Kusta having to run for his life. And the Bastion Gambit pays off as Stoop goes down relatively easily. 3 quick kills for Creation. Make it 4, and I think they should switch off one of the Winstons here.
Yeah, they really should, and that went about as perfect for Creation as possible, because you were right. Nubris didn't know that they had Bastion, and they guessed to jump the Winston on for the traditional sniper spot. They were wrong, and that left the best possible angle for Bastion to pretty much get 2 or 3 kills.
Linkser again using this to his advantage. So why you might be wondering why he's back there, you can see through that wall, but you can't be shot through it. So it's really good in Widow v Widow fights to give yourself more of an idea. And a beautiful shot in the Buds. Buds is going for the grapple shot. Does not connect, and now Nubris is going to have to fight this 5v6.
Yeah, they can't really just run a Winston up there. They tried earlier to run a Winston up there to take care of Lynx, who, like I mentioned, is a very good sniper, but he jumps up there to try to carry Lynx, and then Buds just damage boosts Bastion and melts him in half a second.
Yeah, Nubris seems to be a little bit stymied here. They don't really seem to be going in very aggressively. Buds, though, able to take out Linkser. Might be holding my words there as Matt goes in. Good Genji play on the Bastion. They just explode. They were taking their time, and they were well rewarded for it. A very, very decisive attack. First to pick off from Buds, and the follow-up from Matt on the Bastion. And just like that, Creation is just sent far, far away.
Well, the switch into Genji is, the perfect counter for Bastion. He initiates the fight, Stoop comes in after, gets the pick, and now Nubris has an opportunity to roll through this phase. But Creation does have an extreme ult advantage going to this next team fight. So really, Nubris has no business winning what is going to be happening next.
It can always be very, very difficult running into a team fight when the other team has 4 ults to your 1. Matt will have the Dragon Blade up soon. We'll see if that will be a difference maker. Defensive Sound Barrier is out though, so I would expect to see Creation be very, very aggressive in chasing this down. But they just blew the Sound Barrier and they're staying back up there. And meanwhile, here comes Matt, and he knows the Sound Barrier's down. He's going in with the Dragon Blade, trying to take out the Mercy. Not able to do it. He gets charged to death by Numlocked. Shoulder tackle beats Dragon Blade.
I mean, that went about as expected. Actually, it was even worse for Nubris because not only did they lose the team fight, but Genji did no kills and got shut down, and now they don't have it again to initiate. So now you see Matt going back to the 3, and they just probably just aren't.
Well, now
I
that they're
think
more
Matt
comfortable,
probably just wanted to use the Dragon Blade there just because he was planning on switching to McCree anyway, so he just wanted to get it out of the way, for better or for worse.
well, now they're more comfortable set up on defense. Bromos takes his hero of choice in the Soldier 76, and he's set up on top of the shuttle. Bromos is a phenomenal 76. They're going to have to deal with him as a problem, but Lynx is going to be trying to take out the counter sniper, which is their only answer to Bromos at this point. Lynx does take out Buds, too. Now Bromos has free reign. They're going to get a little aggressive.
Lynx has really been stepping it up here on his Widow play, really getting a lot of key pickoffs, getting Buds, and Buds actually says enough with the Widow v Widow, switching to McCree here as Bromos takes out Kustos. So Creation really finding the rhythm here in the hangar phase of Gibraltar.
And I kind of told you about Lynx. It's my boy.
No, Buds is like, no. I am going
He's
for
going
it.
back.
I am
He's
not-
going back. He did.
You know what?
The salty run back is about to happen here. Will Buds be able to get his revenge on Lynx? You can find out just a moment. Nubris is running in. Sound Bearer is out here for the offense. And Buds looking for his prey in Lynx. The Widow duel is on. Who is going to win? Meanwhile, the rest of the fight is going on. Bromos and Arts here absolutely demolishing 3 members of the Nubris side. Buds, though, does kill Lynx. So there is that, if nothing else.
And he kills your
As the offense actually turning this back around their favor, Buds solidifying 2 picks, and my goodness.
You know,
Yeah,
I
that's-
like that from Buds. I like that shit.
Can't play scary, man. He did come off. He went to McCree, switched right back to Widow, got some fight, and then, you know, there's a couple heroes you don't want to fight in a hallway. That'd be McCree and Zarya. Graviton, McCree's in their flashbanging. Not exactly the people you want to meet in close quarters.
No, that was a great fight. Lots of back and forth. The defense, though, being very, very aggressive here. Bromos with the double kill. Moving forward, but Matt and Stoop fighting right back. Matt, though, will go down the Bromos. Bromos on a triple thus far. Is going to be able to be very aggressive. Takes out Stoop. And Creation coming right back. And the payload doesn't really move as much as Nubris probably would have liked there.
Yeah, that was the main problem. Even though they won that team fight pretty decisively, they barely pushed the cart, which gives so much opportunity for the defense to set up again. And now they're almost back to where they started. And if they don't get something going pretty quickly, they might not even get to the second checkpoint.
All right, Matt's going forward. We do have the defensive sound barrier coming out. This is going to mean Nubris will be very, very aggressive here. They're moving in. Matt is going to be the first casualty here. Nox able to take him out. 1 down for Nubris. Linkster, though, going to go down in turn. So back and forth on both sides. And the resurrection coming up from Nubris, going to bring up their fallen heroes. Bromos not getting much off of that. Getting sniped out by Buds. Buds having himself a fight here, but in the end, he will get taken out as well. So back and forth, but Creation should be able to get this. Mercy Res is going in their favor as Bromos again explodes for 3 kills.
Yeah, they've been doing a lot of hero swapping. Kind of shows you the versatility of this roster. Bromos has been on several different heroes. Lynx was on Widow forever, went to Winston for a life, then switched over to 76. They're just changing compositions every time. If you're offense, you have actually almost no idea what you're going to be pushing into in any given fight.
I think this is a great game to show people out there, maybe turning into Overwatch for the first time, what swapping in the middle of the game is really like at a high level. We've seen 5 or 6 7
Oh my goodness, Bromos with an incredible value high noon gets the triple kill off that. Both Winstons charged right into it, and they were not able to put down the shield in time. They were shot down in midair. And Bromos has really come alive in the last half of this game. I think every big play from Creation has involved Bromos in one way or another.
He's been a player that we've watched for a while, and, you know, much like Unfixed as well in Europe, he's really stepped up his game. He was fine, he was always a good player, but lately he's been having just plays of the game, really stepped up his game over the last month or 2.
As there we go, Stoop on the way in. Primal Rage is up. He is going to blow that. Going to the top. Knocks McCree way off the ship. Got knocked 76 off as well. Not a bad engagement here thus far. Meanwhile, on the bottom, McCree's for Nubris doing work. Cool Matt picking up a double kill. The resurrection is up for Creation, but just as Lucio gets put up, he gets put back down. as Cool Matt just absolutely mopping up here on McCree, and this is what Nubris needed. But look at how far back the payload has gone. They had it to the middle, and it's gone all the way back to the hangar door just about.
Yeah, I mean, Nubris has got nothing, really nothing done. It doesn't even matter in one of these team fights if you don't push the objective. So they're only now halfway through, and because they got so little done before, there might be 1 or 2 opportunities. Even if they lose a team fight here for Creation, they might have another chance.
Matt, though, able to come in over the top, takes out Lynx. That is a very good early pick. Bromas, though, fighting right back, showing why he has been such a force here in this game. Buds and Soup going in, very scrappy between both teams. Deadeye's coming out for both teams. Bromas, though, still alive, going the right click down Stoop, looking for more. Has 2 people in his sights. Will he kill Buds? Flashbang is going to miss, but he takes him out anyways. And Bromas really being the rock right now for Creation.
Lynx actually gets a kill with the hook there on Minstrel. Lynx again switches heroes. He comes up on Roadhog now.
And now, because they pushed the cart, they almost got there. It's such a long run for the offensive respawn. They're only going to have 1 team fight remaining to try to get the second checkpoint.
Well, the 1.5, they do have a resurrection available, although as does the defense.
The next fight is underway. Both Winston's leaping in, taking a look here. Bromas is going to have the Deadeye up. He takes out Minstrel in the back. He gets Buds. A double kill for Bromas, and he's not done yet. The Deadeye is coming out. Gets a 3rd on the Stoop. And Bromas is just playing out of his mind here. This might be it for Nubris. We're going to have the last Winston activating Primal Rage, but his rage is just about over. ID goes down. And that is going to be a full hold here for Creation Esports.
ID and Stoop was 0.28 meters away from ninjaing the cart to get the second checkpoint, while Creation killed the entire team. But overall, you've got to give it up to Bromas as the man of the match, as the flex player for Creation, not the main DPS. Lixer and Artier are their 2 main DPS players. Bromas able to play 3 or 4 different heroes to great success the entire time. He really kept the Creation in that game.
Yeah, I mean, there's not much else to say. I mean, he didn't start out that way, but it was, I think about the halfway point in the match, it's like, wow, Bromas' name is coming out a lot. Hey, Bromas is killing everyone. And then even the end of the game, Bromas, you know, just, again, being that rock for Creation. So a huge game for him. You can feel very happy of that, as going into the next map, Creation will maintain their 1-point lead. Or sorry, our scores mess up here. Creation will maintain their 1-point lead over Nubris.
It's kind of the arc of Bromas, like, throughout the early beta and now into open Overwatch, too. At first, he was just a guy in the team, and he'd play a little bit, and then I remember about a month ago, he played Soldier 76 on 1 map, and I was like, Bromas having a really good game on defense on King's Row, and now it's like Bromas' team. I mean, I talk a lot about Lynx being a very good sniper, but Bromas had a hell of a game there, and like you said, he's not even the DPS. I think that the flex position on rosters is so important that we're going to start seeing some people really rise up, people who can play 5, 6, 7 different heroes at a super high level can carry teams.
I think it's actually even go further, where we're going to have maybe 2 flex players per team. One that plays flex DPS tank, one that plays flex DPS support. And then that's going to allow teams like Cloud9 to go 4 DPS, 1 support, 1 tank, or do 2 tank, 3 DPS, 1 support, or 2-2-2, or any of these crazy combinations, because you have flex players that can do all these things. So first time Route 66, I think, on stream for the entire tournament so far?
I believe so. No. We had 66 games in the first day.
It was
I think Route 66 was the very first map in the round of 64.
Oh,
we didn't really
We
talk
saw
about the
NVS
game.
versus WWT on that map.
It left my mind already. Can't even remember such travesty was shown in front of my eyes. But now we get a real game on Route 66 with good players, and now we get to see what's going on. I've seen so many different comps on Route 66 that I am not completely sure what we'll see. I've seen tankless comps with double tracer, double soldier, and 2 supports. We've seen Bastion play on the cart with double Reinhardt protecting him. We've seen double Widows and double McCrees going forward. That there can be almost an unlimited number of options for teams right now.
Well, the one thing that is always consistent, regardless of the composition, is that there's always going to be a giant fight on top of Big Earl's restaurants. 24-hour service, no refunds, and probably needs a new roof after every time this map is played, because that's always where teams set up on defense. I think they're going to set up a Bastion there now, and that you generally see Winston's jump up there and try to take it. The big fight always happens on top of Big Earl's.
We're taking a look here at the defense for Nubris as they roll ahead. We're going to have Cool Matt on a Bastion, so not wasting any time bringing out El Presidente here. They think it's going to be useful. ID is going to be on the May. Kusta on the Mercy, Stoop on Reinhardt, Buds on Widowmaker, and Minstrel on the Lucio. So again, Bastion making his appearance.
Now, I don't know. I'm thinking, are they doing this because they're expecting possible double Winston play, or are they doing this for a solid setup? I mean, I've seen Bastion used a little bit here on D, but it's very volatile because of the amount of ways you can flank on this map.
All right, so here we go. The gates are open, and on the way is Creation Esports.
Well, Lynx gets a sight of what's going on over there, so it's probably going to
Oh, look at this. Numlock is actually going back to base. He knows the Bash.
Yeah.
He doesn't even want to fight it. He's
No point.
switching off of Winston.
Yeah, great idea.
And that's a smart move. That's his incredibly smart move. So Reinhardt coming out instead.
Yeah, Lynx being able to spot that absolutely saved Numlock's life there. So they're going to go for the slow push, kind of they're not really even going to take the high ground. They're going to shield up, grab the point, and take out of those sight lines from Bastion. They're going to force them off the roof to come fight on the cart.
Lynx is going for the grapple shot. Was just immediately mowed down by Cool Matt. Cool Matt has some incredible tracking aim, and he is just murdering everyone. Wow. Bastion, the one and only, absolutely carrying that fight. That's the type of stuff that makes a Twitch chat go nothing but Mr. Destructoid.
Not awful though, because look where they got the cart. Now they can't really hold on the roof because now they're going to be able to come in towards that left side, jump right on the cart there. They're going to hold on the roof kind of, but not in this dominant position they were before. So they did make some good progress. At least they got something out of that first initiation.
All right, Bud's here on the top looking for those pickoffs. Note that we do not have an offensive Widow anymore. Link is on the Genji, and a big pickoff from Bud's, able to take out Nox early on in that fight. And I'll note Cool Matt's still alive here on Bastion. Tank mode coming out! And they have to back out from this as Genji. Oh, Genji reflected the tank shot. Didn't get any kills off it, but still stylish nonetheless.
Buds is kind of quietly having himself a game. He's been able to clean up a lot of fights. He's able to take down the opposing Bastion. He's played really well so far.
Buds right now looking for more pickups. Artier able to take off Stoop. Makes it a double kill. Artier going off a bit there before Buds ending his reign of terror. Buds, in fact, still on the back, not really getting attacked. Gets the triple kill. Down goes Dracaeus, and you have to get on a Buds or sniper like Buds if he's doing this sort of work.
Double Bastions?
I'm gonna say one thing. This is one thing I've noticed is that when you have both a Bastion and a Widow, I feel like it frees up the Widow because everyone's so afraid of the Bastion that getting on the Widow just seems like an annoyance by comparison. But if you give Buds all that space, he's going to punish you for it.
I mean, Nubris is playing this spectacularly. Because on defense, one of the problems or issues of Overwatch as a game is that on offense, you can spot the defense immediately, go back to spawn, switch your entire characters, and play how you want to. And that has not worked. Nubris has been able to hold it down this whole time.
And look at this, they're doing it again. Stoop with the plays on top, gets a good Earth Shatter. Buds is hanging in the back. We do have a Dragon Blade coming out. Linkers looking for what he can get on the bottom. Nothing so far off this Genji. Will take out Bastion finally, but Buds again able to get him in the back, makes it a double kill. And so as Buds is doing this, he is seemingly unstoppable. He is really making things difficult, but the offensive Bastion for Bromas doing some work, picks up 2 kills. If not for the big resurrection coming out from the side of Kusta, that could have ended poorly for Nubris.
Well, that's twice now that Kusta has really brought them back from the brink, and as much of a rough tournament he had earlier today, he's had a good game here, really absolutely saving them this first point, not once but twice. In this kind of odd composition, I mean, you kind of almost have to run a Winston to try to deal with Buds, but Winston's going to get shredded by the Bastion. They need to switch something up, because trying to run their own Bastion has not worked at all. Bromas has been trying to set up, he's getting absolutely murked.
It's going to be up to Lynx to try to get a pick on Buds and stop some of this.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, something has to be done, and Link is going to have to take out Buds here. He will take out Matt, so down goes the Bastion. Kusta does not have a resurrection for him. In fact, he might not get it in time to bring him back up before he goes back to base, so this is a big opportunity for CE here. Lynx with the grapple shot, looking for more. Fighting Buds, takes out Buds. But the resurrection did come back in time. Matt is back in the fray. Will take out Nox. It's a double kill going. Oh my god, the Bastion flank is doing so much work right now. Cool Matt being absolutely unstoppable. The point blank tank shot. This is absolute destruction for Cool Matt right now. Moving in hard. Lynx finally puts an end to it, but my goodness, Matt making the most of that resurrection.
I'll see if Bromas is finally in a decent position set up here. He gets sniped out again. I do not like Bromas on this Bastion.
I mean,
nothing done.
It was a decent option at first. They did to spend all that energy just to kill Cool Matt. And as soon as they do, he gets res. Then he kills the whole team. Then they finally kill him. And by all that time, Buzz comes back and respawn. And Creation might not even get their first checkpoint.
This is ridiculous. I don't think we've ever seen a defense this good on this map between two high-level teams. This is actually crazy how well Nubris is playing this right now. Buds and Cool Matt have been the ultimate double threat, and Kusta has been on point.
Here's Creation's chance. They have to do it now.
They do. The Earth Shatter, though, comes down. Bromos going to go down. He's not able to activate tank for him. And now this is do or die here for Creation. They have to stay on the point. They do have the advantage. That last fight did not go too poorly for them. They have 3 people on the point. It is moving forward. And now here comes the remnants of Nubris. They need to get to the gateway, or gate here in just a second. 1.7 meters left. They are going to get there in time with May. ID is on the point. Here comes the rest of Nubris moving in. Cool Matt able to take out Lynx. Bud's on the arts here. Nubris is back, and now, even though El Presente is dead, Matt doing a lot of work here on the 76.
Blizzard on the card.
Yeah, Nubris is going to clean this up. Only Reinhardt's left. You can unlock goes down, and Nubris is going to stop Creation from even getting the first checkpoint. Incredible defense coming out of Nubris.
That was crazy.
I mean, you have ID on May, but you've got to give it up to Cool Matt, and I think it's probably when it's going to be res, kills 3, and then goes into ult, kills 1 more.
No, this was super early, I think. He took out Lynx, and I think it was a mercy kill. Yeah.
I mean, Creation saw it. That's why Numlock went back to base to go from Winston to Reinhardt. So it's not like they didn't know even where he was positioned up there. So a little bit of a sloppy play from Creation to not really deal with the situation. But I think you are right, Hex. Whenever they had to put so much pressure and effort onto Bastion, then Buzz killed the whole team. Then when they had to make Lynx go Widow, which is a good counter to Bastion as well, but then they have to try to get him to kill Buzz, and they have to deal with Bastion again. And ID just kind of subtly goes May and makes it a really big problem for anyone to get close to anybody.
Yeah, I mean, they just had too many primary targets to deal with. Not only the Bastion and the Widow going absolutely crazy, but then you can't focus on taking down the Mercy, which was resurrecting and saving them time after time. So you can't focus your fire, you can't focus your primary fire from Lynx onto the Bastion, or he gets killed by Buds, can't focus Buds. And if you happen to kill them both by some miracle, but you didn't kill Kusta, they get brought back to life. Incredible defense. Absolutely incredible.
All right, so looking here at the defense coming out from Creation, defense that's going to need to hold just as strong if they want to win on this map. All Nubris is going to have to do is simply complete the map, even if it's the slowest time ever, and they will force a tie-breaking King of the Hill map. But looking at the defense coming out from the side Creation, it's going to be Bromos on McCree, Dracaeus on Mercy, Link on the Genji, Artier on a second McCree, Nox on Lucio, and Numlocked rounding things out here on the Winston. So Bromos going to be looking for those McCree heroics yet again.
On offense, it looks like we might see the same strategy. I'm a little weary of calling things on offense too early, but it looks like they're going to try to pop Cool Matt on that cart in an El Presidente, protect the president kind of strategy. Stoop will probably be there right there with him with a shield on his Reinhardt. Custer will damage boost him throughout the entire time. Minstrel's going to do whatever. Lucio's can kind of just freelance on this map, hang out, maybe give everyone some heals. He might be roaming around with Buds, who's on McCree doing some damage boosting. Then May, again, probably just put up a wall, make sure that they have those options available to him in the pathing. I'm rooting for them to win because I want to see King of the Hill in the tiebreaker.
Wins on Genji, that might be because they might have foresee them doing a couple Winston strat themselves, so instead of doing the Widow, which they're not doing, so they're wrong. So let's see how Link.
All right, so Bastion on the cart. They're not wasting any time. They're protecting the president. Only with one Reinhardt here. Winston, though, going in, and they take out that Bastion immediately. Artier with a very quick double kill. A very decisive move in there from Creation, and this should work out in their favor. Artier able to take out Buds. And Bastion was not exactly expecting that, as Artier having himself a fight here on 4 kills here thus far, looking for more flashbangs ID. Icewall going to save him, but not bad coming out from Creation.
POTUS is compromised there. You know, with that strategy, I don't really love running 2 supports there, especially May's got kind of her own self-sustain. I don't really know if you guys necessarily need the Lucio or if you're going to try to run that strategy. I think you might be better off with a Widow.
All right, well, here they come. Creation not wanting to give up any ground there, right on top of the Bastion here. Bastion going to have to back out a bit, but he will be able to take out Numlock, takes out Dracaeus as well. Coolmat finding his rhythm here, takes out Lynx. A triple kill for Bastion. The Fallen Heroes are going to be brought back up, so yet again, Nubris finding some good use here. Tank mode Bastion is out. He's going to start exploding. Down goes Bromos, looking for more, takes a triple kill. Matt is just having himself a Bastion game on both defense and now on attack.
I've got to say, speed boosted Bastion ult is insane. It's insane to even like get away from. It's impossible. You're dead. You're automatically dead.
So here we go. This is going to be the last chance here for Creation to stop them from getting to this next checkpoint. Bud's able to take out Arts here. Matt again getting value on the Bastion, takes out Nox. And that's the thing, if you focus on Matt too much, Buds is on McCree and he can absolutely rip you apart. And that's exactly what he's going to do here to this Winston that's in the back. Link right now looking for anything he can get on the payload. He's going to have to back out. Down he goes. And a very, very coordinated effort coming up from Nubris, and they're going to get the checkpoint.
I feel like Dracaeus has had a rough map, maybe even kind of a rough series here. He's died pretty early in these fights.
And I don't think Numlock probably gotten as much done as he'd want to. You know, he's been able to do some with Reinhardt and Winston, but not getting the kills in the same way that I think Stoop is really holding for Nubris.
A new challenger has arrived in terms of hero switch-ups. Bromas now is on the Bastion, so Bastion versus Bastion heading your way. The Ice Wall, though, going to stop him at least for a moment, but it doesn't even matter. He's able to take out the other Bastion, takes down Stoop, looking for more, has to reload. But Bromas getting some Bastion play of his own in to very great effect here for Creation.
It's a phenomenal spot for a Bastion, especially when the other team is not running really any flankers, like a Tracer, a Genji, or anything that can get to that side there. You can really set up, you can get the whole team up there thanks to this very accessible staircase. The entire team can set up, and unless you have someone who can come behind to the left or right, you're going to have a hard time getting to that Bastion.
All right, Arts here coming in through the back. Lands a good flashbang, almost gets the follow-up with Fan the Hammer. Not quite, though. Buds takes out Numlocked. Nubris with a beautiful Earth Shatter here. Stoop on the way in. Matt able to win the Bastion v Bastion battle. Bromas, though, getting immediately res back up. One tank mode is out. A second tank mode is out. Matt with 2 kills. Bromas on the bottom is able to take out his other tank counterpart.
Still alive. He's still killing people. Someone killed Bromas.
Oh, my God. Matt is back up. He's able to... What did we even just witness? Regardless of what we witnessed, though, Creation is able to hold on there in that just Bastion slugfest on both sides.
You know, ID actually with a great Maywall, too.
Slash, are you still there?
No one can hide.
I think we lost Slash here. Or my Skype died. I'm not quite sure, but either we're going to solo cast this for a moment, hoping they come back, hoping that my internet did not go down. Looking at Numlock here, Numlock does have an Oshare up. He is looking to flank in on this. 2 kills, though, from the offense here thus far. Creation has to be careful. Big Earth Shatter could be coming down in a moment. He has to wait for Stoop to drop that shield, but Matt on a double kill. Doing quite a bit of work here. ID takes out Nox, and this is just all in favor of Nubris as they move forward. Hex and Slash, are you guys back?
I got you. I hear you.
Yeah, we're here.
I hope the stream didn't die. I think it was just Skype, because I didn't like the game.
Skype's been weird all night, but it's being Skype things. They are going to get this to the second point. Again, a nice May wall there. Cool Matt is off of the Bastion. He is on to the Soldier 76. And yeah, I don't know if our conversation went through, but yeah, I totally agree with you. ID is playing a phenomenal May right now.
I really like the May placement, because there's so many tight chokes on this map, especially in the hallways for respawn, back to the point, that it's very good for keeping defense out.
So Soundbearer coming out here for the offense. Offense moving forward. Chargin is there. Bromas still alive. Earthshatter can be down in a moment. There's the Earth Shatter. I'm not sure it got the Bastion or not. Cool Matt, though, picking up the kill. Bromas hanging in there as Bastion in the corner is able to take out Stoop. And I don't think we've seen a game where both teams have run Bastion. Both teams have gotten this much success on the Bastion. This has been very back and forth between Bromas and Cool Matt.
Now the difference in this fight, again, is Custis stayed alive, was able to res them. Dracaeus had Resurrection up, but he was sitting in spawn because he got killed.
Yeah, Dracaeus really has a rough game.
It's been a tough game earlier.
Yeah.
So, right now, Nubris moving forward. If they can get to this checkpoint, right now, time-wise, they're on a time of it's close to 6 minutes right now. They would set silver medal time, and they would be knocking Creation out of this tournament if they were able to finish things out here. Artier, though, staying in there, able to get the pick off on McCree. Might have a Deadeye coming up here in just a moment. Needs to take out Kusta, though. Kusta in a bit of trouble. Will be able to Guardian Angel away. Good mobility coming out there, but here comes the Deadeye. Down goes Kusta in the end. It was high noon. And this should be Creation finishing things out.
Yeah, a little sigh of relief here for Creation because they were on their back foot getting pushed all the way through, and one of the ways offense can really take advantage of this map, especially in such a long, narrow hallway, is just to run your momentum all the way through, make them stagger deaths, but now they're going to be set up wholly on the defense. Bromos is still on that Bastion, everyone's up here, Genji's flanking, they're in a good spot.
I mean, Bastion is so good on D, but now all Nubris needs to do is push the cart just a little bit. All they need to do is gather up all the ults they can at one time, win one big team fight, and end the game. They have 3 right now. They're probably going to wait till Minstrel gets sound barrier, and then they're going to try to go big fight.
Super right now staying on near the payload, looking for a big pickup. Nox takes out Buds. That is going to be a big loss. Bromos onto ID. Kusta does have his resurrection, could be coming at the moment. He is going to use that res, bringing up those fallen heroes, but Bromos still in the back, has an ice bomb in his face, which Bastion actually cuts through pretty quickly. But cool, Matt, on the double kill here thus far, things going in favor of Nubris. Resurrection, though, will come up here for the defense, and here comes tank mode Bastion. Not to make good targets, but he will destroy Minstrel in one shot. He's looking for a little bit more of the Earth Shadow's down, and defense of Creation coming right back.
Yeah, and that kill on Minstrel was huge because, as you see, he almost has sound barrier, and if he's able to get sound barrier, maybe they win that team fight. And now that forces Nubris to reset, and now they don't have the ult advantage. Now Creation has 3 ults, including sound barrier, and they have a good chance of winning this fight.
All right, Lynx is coming in with the Dragon Blade, looking to slice and dice, needs to get these kills. Cool Matt running away. He gets booped away. He's not able to get that last Dragon Blade slice. He will, however, be taking out the Mei. And overall, still not the worst situation here for Creation. They need to be a little bit more aggressive. Arts here gets a double kill, and they should be able to clean up the remaining members here. But a big resurrection coming from Kusta. It's not over yet. We'll see if they got res in a position where they can make this happen. Still not looking the greatest. I think they were just too clumped up there as Creation just swarms all over them.
It's a desperation resurrection. I mean, you have to do it just based on the fact there's 40 seconds left. If you need another res, you'll have it during the next fight. Just kind of see what you can get done there. But it does end up staggering some deaths towards the end. Now they're finally grouped up, but they knew that they were only going to have one good push left, maybe get some miracles off that resurrection.
Time-wise, this is their last good push. They are going to need to do this all in one shot, or they will be losing the series. As Creation right now holding strong. Bromos will be having the tank ult up here. Link almost has his Dragon Blade up as well. 2 quick kills here for the defense. We'll see if it's enough. Down goes Stoop. Down goes Matt. Dragon Blade on the way. And this could be GG in favor of Creation Esports. Link's getting all the value in the world. The kill feed filling with blue. Bromos with the triple kill on Bastion. And there it is. That's going to be GG.
Getting getting Stoop dead before he got his Earth Shatter off was absolutely crucial. They saw exactly what was coming at him. They were going to speed boost in Earth Shatter as it was just coming up, and then try to clean up after that. But Stoop died immediately in that fight because the Bastion does so much damage and is unable to break through.
Yeah, I mean, Nubris had an opportunity to win the map there at the end. They had 2 minutes, 30 seconds. They had an ult advantage of 4-1 for one of those big team fights. All they had to do was wait it out to try to get maybe even 5 ults at one time, make sure they get the sound barrier along with Minstrel, and then use them all at the same time. And they probably, more than likely, will win that one team fight and push the card to the end. And we've seen that a few times with other teams. Same reason that I yelled at Luminosity in the last Alienware tournament when they couldn't finish out Dorado. You only need to push the cart a little bit more to win the game, the map, whatever. Build up all 6 ults on all your heroes and use them all at one time. And if you lose a team fight with 6 ults, it's your fault because there's no way that should be happening. It's all you have to do to complete the map. So I would say extremely strong defense by CE, but Nubris, an incredible tournament, great game from them. I think they've solidified themselves definitely as one of the top teams in North America.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I just want to remind everyone who thinks that Bastion's overpowered that this is Bastion post-nerf in beta. If you did not get invited in beta, then you did not see how Bastion was truly strong at one point.
Yeah, Bastion, I mean, it's interesting. And comp play is more of a situation where you definitely don't see him on every map. But when he's played, I feel like teams are finding more and more ways of mixing him in the comp play and getting value, because there's no way you could look at that last match to say that Bastion wasn't a big factor on both sides of for both Creation and Nubris.
Yeah, so winners bracket, winners finals is going to be Cloud9 versus Envy. That is set up. Gale Force versus SG1 is happening now. Winner will face Luminosity Gaming. Reunited will face Nubris. Coming up next, Creation officially out of the tournament. Creation out.
Alrighty then, so we're going to be taking a short break as we go into the losers bracket round of 8. We'll be back in just a moment. This is the Alienware Monthly Melee brought to you by Curse, sponsored by Alienware, and we'll be back in just a few short moments.